Good morning. This is Friday, and here I am trying my second video for you concerning some examples that I learned yesterday when I was observing student teachers. I'm in my home office in Mesa, Arizona, and just showing you my walls and all my degrees, along with my Wayland banner right back there. Um, Always love to get out to schools. I enjoyed almost 40 years of active work in schools now as a consultant and an adjunct. I don't have to spend every day out in schools, but when I do, it's a fun experience. So, two examples. I visited two student teachers, one elementary, first grade, and the second one, special ed, high school. So I've given you a document that gives you some specifics on the evidence that I collected. And in the special ed one, I highlighted teaching and learning through the lesson plan and what was being instructed at that time. The other one for the kindergarten, first grade, I could have done the same thing with the lesson plan, teaching and learning, but one thing I wanted to focus on with that one was, to my amazement and pleasure, I was there at the beginning, opening of school, and after what they call a soft start, where the children come in, interact with the teachers, do what high school people would call bell work, getting them started, um, taking care of their needs, the skin knees, the traumas of opening school, and just loving the kids. Um, they started with the typical Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the school's mission, and the students recited that. Anymore in classrooms that I observe, I see lots more choral responses than what we used to. But this is a good example, and I've posted in my example for you the exact wording of the vision that the students recited, which is connected to the mission of the school district, which I provided that. All right, so read the document that I've attached. Consider for yourself setting in a first grade classroom, kind of hearing what I heard and what I pulled out for you to look at. And then what I'd like to say is that I could take each one of these examples and connect it to more things. One thing that I want all of you to make sure that you have on your evidence piece are your policies for your organization. Connection to a website, the document, almost all policies, because they're long and lengthy, are on websites here in Arizona. So I'm assuming they are for Texas, New Mexico, and Alaska, representing all the areas that you represent, but I might be wrong. Remember, what makes policies different is that they come from the policy setting board. School board, state school board would be an example, or a school, a local governing board. They set policy. We, you and I, as administrators, leaders of an organization, take the policies and set procedures. So then the many examples of handbooks, student handbook, parent handbook, teacher handbook, administrative handbook, there's all kinds of handbooks. So policies are very important. And I find most students have no idea where the policies are, and you got to find them. So as a principal, when you start out, you must know those policies, where to find them, and what dictates how you handle things. The next thing are your procedures. All of those handbooks the master schedule, all those what I call architectural type of documents. And then when you get into a classroom, an instructional classroom, and I would point out whether it's business and industry doing training or it's in a public institution, then you're driven by all the teaching and learning artifacts and evidences, which can go on and on forever. So if you're looking at teaching and learning, a master schedule is part of that. An individual teacher's schedule is part of that. The students enrolled in that class is part of that. And then what is being taught and where do you find that information? For Arizona, we're doing Common Cores. I know Texas has their own. I'm not sure what New Mexico is using. But for Arizona, we'd love to do our own, but we do not have the finances in order to develop our own standards. So we are going along with most of the states in the nation in adopting the Common Core standards. And our superintendent of instruction, who by the fact is elected, not appointed, just came out this week in the paper, newspaper, which we have one large one for the state, that says that he supports the Common Core standards. There's been a lot of negative comments about those, primarily from people after President Obama came out and supported those. So a lot of public politics with public schools. And that's the reason why, remember that public schools are responsible to the public, so they have to follow state law. And as a principal or leader, you need to have those state laws sitting on your desk or in a web file connection, because those are very important as well. So hope this little short, what I'm calling talking heads, so you see my head, real creative, I know, but at least it's better than just doing everything by text. So I hope you're enjoying this as I try to become a little better at technology. So have a great day and enjoy what I'm sharing.